Hey guys, welcome back to another Mythic Legions review. Continuing on with the Legion Builder's reinforcement wave, we have the Templar Relic Guard Legion Builder. He was originally released during the reinforcements wave, and then later sold on the official in-stock sale. On the back of the box we have the artwork for the reinforcements wave, featuring a few ogres on the art, as well as pictures of each Legion Builder offered in the wave, and a few short paragraphs on the lore of Mythic Legions. On the side we have a picture of the figure itself, along with the name. New to this series, we actually have some lore and background details attached to the figure, something that most nameless figures don't usually have. Even the Legion builders have collector-friendly packaging, easy to take apart and remove the accessories and figure from without having to tear anything open. Legion builders are Four Horsemen's answer to collectors who want to buy multiple figures or have extra parts around for customizing. With a reduced price compared to the deluxe figures, Legion builders feature less paint details than other figures, bringing the cost down while still being fully featured with the standard loadout of accessories. The Templar Relic Guards are an ancient sect within the Order of Aetheron, who were restored back to their former glory by Sir Gideon Heavensbrand, a crusader leading the fight against the dark forces of Mythos. Signified by the black crosses on their tunics, the Relic Guard is an elite unit made up of the 12 of the best and most loyal Templars, guarding an unknown secret and serving the crowned eagle god Aetheron. Let's take a look at some of the details of the figure. A classic dark steel colored bucket style helmet is worn, with two large black horns sticking out of the sides. We have details like breathing holes, metal plates with rivets forming a cross on the faceplate, and two large slits for the eyes completely painted black, hiding the head on the inside. We have a better look at the sockets the horns come out of on the side, and more rivets dotting the top and center of the helmet, with a smooth finish on the plates wrapping around to the back. The classic cloth tunic chest is worn here, seen on many Templar style figures all the way back to the 1.0 series. Sculpted with wrinkles, it's painted a bright white with the black cross at the center. On the back we have large sockets just like on most Mythic Legions. Not a lot of sculpting detail is here, with only just a few wrinkles in the cloth sculpting. The shoulder sockets will be covered up later in the review with armor. Another classic armor piece is used here is the standard knight shoulder armor, with the pattern down the center in layers of plate stacked over each other. The heavy armor plated gauntlets are used here, covering up the entire arm and the hands of the figure. More rivets, symmetrical patterns, and the heavy stacked layers of plates detail the area. Over at the belt, the sculpting uses multiple materials, most noticeably the leather painted in the same dark steel color as the plates, and this is where the limitations of the paint of the Legion builders is mostly noticeable. Small plates of armor hang down from the waist at the front, while underneath the white tunic matching the chest hangs down below. Reaching all the way down to the feet, we have a large white tunic completing the cross from the chest. It's sculpted in a wavy effect, giving it a cloth-like appearance. Large fin plates hang down from the side of the belt, attached with a small section of metal and a few straps. Lastly, the backside is protected by the small armored plate, with the only details being the stacked armor sections and a few rivets. Removing the tunic, we have a better look at the heavily armored thighs. Details like the chainmail can be seen worn under the armor, with more symmetric designs down the center of the thigh plates. More standard 1.0 style knight leg armor is worn here, seen on many knights released before. With the large knee guard, the rest of the plates layer on top of each other to completely surround the legs. Heavy steel pointed boots are worn here, matching the rest of the armor in that stacked plate style, with a few rivet style joints sculpted in. Let's check out the articulation on the figure. First up, the horns on the head can actually be rotated. We have a ball jointed neck allowing rotation all the way around, shoulders that open and fully rotate, elbows that bend in only and rotate, with a rotating forearm, wrist that can rotate and bend in and out. We have a ball joint at the waist allowing us to rotate all the way around, with a lack of forward crunching. Legs that can open a decent amount with the armor bending out of the way, as well as great forward and backwards range. A joint in the thigh that allows rotation, knees that bend back and rotate, ankles that can rotate and bend up and down, with a twisting foot. Mythic Legions are almost always going to be similar in shape and size thanks to its modular parts, allowing you to swap between figures. We have a standard 1.0 Templar using a lot of the similar parts of this figure. The Templar is a classic look that Four Horsemen Studios have reused many times before, with small changes that are often enough to make each Templar look unique. Although we do have some Templar style 2.0 figures that come in the smaller body style, these figures are not compatible with swappable parts between these styles. Up next we have a few 6-inch scale Hasbro figures where we can notice the slight difference in height even between the different franchises. Next to Jada toy figures who run on the smaller size of the 6-inch scale, we can really see just how more bulkier Mythic Legions can get for being in this scale range. Of course, next to McFarlane's 7-inch scale, a lot of figures vary in size, usually standing much taller. But the human-sized figures can be an exception and fit in pretty well next to Mythic Legions. We have a rarely used and seen frog head style helmet, matching the same dark color steel of the figure. This comical style helmet is very large and almost alien in appearance. With the large open slit hole for sight, this helmet has a unique appearance that resembles an open mouth of a frog. It's normally used for jousting tournaments. Over at the side is where we can see all of the details. Straps wrapping to the back, tons of rivets and holes, as well as small deflecting folds at the top of the helmet. Like all Mythic Legions, it's extremely simple to swap heads, popping off the original and then socketing in the alternate head. We have a set of newer style shoulder armor, detailed with layers and small rivets. This is where we use the sockets in the back. We can simply plug in the holes that might require you to heat up the sockets to install more easily. Afterwards, you can rotate the armor up and down to allow more shoulder articulation. We have a longsword with its own scabbard that's able to be removed, revealing the sharp silver blade underneath. We have a classic 1.0 style shield with the same black cross as the armor. On the back we have a 2.0 style grip that attaches to the peg on the shield. We have a long staff with a spike at one end and a peg at the other to attach the halberd topper onto, or any other top if you had one. And the classic brown leather belt made to fit the larger 1.0 bodies. For a long-time collector of Mythic Legions, this Templar doesn't really offer anything new, as it uses a lot of the standard knight parts that I've collected a mass of over the years. But at the price of a Legion builder, with the unique helmets and that iconic Templar look, it's no wonder why we have so many variations of this figure. It just fits the theme of Mythic Legion so perfectly. Painted in that great looking reflective dark seal, the white and black tabard contrast the metal and make the figure stand out, even while using a minimal amount of paint. It's a classic look to the knights that would fit perfectly into Mythic Legions, with a low price entry that makes a great army builder and perfect for making your own custom knight. The frog style helmet has a very unique look and is one that you're almost never going to see anywhere else. As it is, we don't really have any knight style figures easily available, especially when looking for a Templar variety. For the accessories, we get a great selection as well, including a matching shield with the sword and scabbard. It's a classic loadout for an iconic looking figure. As a Legion builder, the Relic Templar makes a great pickup, especially at the official store price of $26. It's an absolute steal to have an iconic figure to add to your collection. I'm always impressed with the little bits of quality Four Horsemen can squeeze out of their figures, especially when they use a very nice reflective paint like on this figure. Personally, the lack of paint details don't really bother me as much when it comes to the knight figures, especially on this Templar where the dark steel color and the white tunic make the figure look more clean and pristine. The Legion builders will always be the best value and cheapest way to get into Mythic Legions, while still getting a lot of value out of the posing, accessories, and head sculpts to swap around with other figures. It's definitely one to pick up. Even if you aren't planning on collecting knights, having one in your collection, especially with the iconic Templar look, you'll definitely not be disappointed in this character. Alright guys, that's it for this review. Leave a comment letting me know how you like this figure, subscribe or share this video with your friends to help out the channel.